Right now, invisible killers are trying to get inside your body. They're on every leaf in every puddle, riding on the backs of insects. And for millions of years, they were winning. Then early humans discovered something strange. Wrapping animal skin around their bodies made those invisible enemies disappear. No microscopes, no science. Just survival instinct. From plague doctors in waxed leather coats to desert nomads wrapped in heavy robes under a blazing sun. Clothing wasn't fashion. It was armor. And the war it started is still raging today. Picture a world with no soap, no antibiotics, no bandages, just skin against raw nature. That's the world our ancestors lived in. And their biggest enemy wasn't a lion or a bear. It was something they couldn't even see. Human skin is tough, but it's not invincible. One scratch from a thorn, one cut from a sharp rock, and suddenly the body's natural defenses are breached. Bacteria pour in, infection sets in, and in a world with zero medicine, a simple wound could turn into a death sentence within days. So early humans did something remarkable almost by accident. They wrapped themselves in animal hides. Later, they wove plant fibers into cloth. They weren't thinking about microbiology. They didn't even know germs existed. But they noticed a pattern. People who covered their bodies survived longer. People who didn't often came back with rotting wounds and mysterious, raging fevers. That piece of hide draped over the shoulders wasn't just for warmth. It was a second skin. An artificial barrier standing between soft, vulnerable flesh and a world crawling with invisible killers. Every time a hunter stepped through mud, brushed against bark, or waded through contaminated water, that layer of fabric was silently doing its job, deflecting threats no one could name. It's one of history's strangest twists. The first piece of clothing ever made may not have been fashion, and it may not have been warmth. It may have been the world's very first suit of biological armor. If Chapter 1 was about silent, everyday threats, this next enemy was far more calculated. It didn't wait in the dirt. It rode in on wings and legs, delivering death with a single bite. Ticks, fleas, mosquitoes. These tiny creatures are some of the deadliest things on Earth, not because of their size, but because of what they carry inside them. Malaria, typhus, and the most infamous killer in human history, the bubonic plague. During the Black Death in the 14th century, entire cities collapsed. People had no idea what was happening. They blamed the stars. They blamed bad air. They blamed the wrath of the heavens. Nobody suspected the real culprit. Fleas, hitching rides on rats, spreading death from person to person, town to town. And yet, out of pure fear, humans stumbled onto a solution. Plague doctors began wearing long, heavy coats made of waxed leather. It looked terrifying. But it worked. The slick wax coating stopped fleas from gripping onto the fabric, and the thick leather was too tough for them to bite through. Without understanding a single thing about disease transmission, these doctors had accidentally built one of history's most effective biohazard suits. Even ordinary people picked up on this pattern. Hunters who wrapped their arms and legs in tightly woven cloth got bitten far less by mosquitoes. And as fabrics grew denser and tighter, something fascinating happened. The insects had to evolve too, developing sharper, stronger mouths just to pierce through. It was an arms race fought silently, one thread at a time, long before anyone understood what a virus even was. Not every invisible enemy crawls or bites. Some fall from the sky. The sun gives us life, but it also fires a constant stream of invisible ultraviolet radiation at the Earth's surface. Too much exposure, and that radiation starts damaging cells, causing burns, and over time, cancers that can be just as deadly as any plague. Look at the Bedouins of the Sahara. To an outsider, wearing thick, dark robes in scorching desert heat looks like a mistake, almost suicidal. But these garments are the result of generations of trial and error, engineered survival gear disguised as tradition. The loose layers trap a pocket of air against the skin, creating natural airflow that actually cools the body. Meanwhile, the dense fabric absorbs the sun's UV rays before they ever reach living cells. What looks like madness is, in reality, a fortress against solar radiation. And the sun wasn't the only hidden danger in the wild. Plants fought back too. Poison ivy's toxic oils, nettles' microscopic stinging needles, blinding saps from certain vines. One careless brush against the wrong leaf could leave a person in agony for days, unable to hunt, unable to defend themselves. Clothing solved this too. Thick trousers and simple arm guards absorb the oils and block the needles before they ever touch skin. From invisible microbes to flying disease carriers, from radiation to chemical warfare, one invention kept solving problem after problem, and it's still protecting us today. In hazmat suits, surgical scrubs, and the space suits that shield astronauts from cosmic radiation in the vacuum of space.